Welcome to Unity Church of the Hills. Welcome to this lovely Sunday. We're going to start our service off by singing about the Spirit that is in this place. We have come together as a family. We have come here as we are. We come with hearts wide open. We have gathered here in love. And Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Raise the roof with shouts of praise. Spirit's in this place. We sing in celebration. We sing with words of prayer. Oh, and we affirm that all life is sacred. We declare that peace is here. Peace is here. The Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Raise the roof with shouts of praise. Spirit's in this place. Oh, Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Raise the roof with shouts of praise. Spirit's in this place.
Thank you, Rod. Thank you, band. Good morning. Welcome to Unity Church of the Hills. I am David Howard, and I have the privilege of being the senior minister here. And I want to say Spirit is in this place because you are in this place. Spirit is in the very essence of each and every one of us, and we bring that as we come together and co-create this beautiful, beloved community that we have here at Unity Church of the Hills. And so thank you. Thank you for being present. Thank you for bringing your spirit of light and love to share with us today. Thank you to those of you who are joining us virtually. Thank you for bringing your light and love with us to join with us today. You are a part of this beautiful community. Whether you are watching right here, right now, or at some point in the near future, you are a part of this beautiful community, and we welcome you. If it is your first time here and you would like to raise your hand and let us know that, we would love that. If not, that's okay too. But if it's your first time, let us know that so we can see who you are. We can greet you warmly. If you see somebody, even if they didn't raise their hands, if you see somebody that you do not yet know, as you leave today, please take time to introduce yourself to them, invite them to have some coffee with you, maybe even give them a tour of our beautiful campus here at Unity Church of the Hills. We want you to know that whoever you are, wherever you are on your journey, you are welcome here. So thank you again for being present with us today, and as we begin our service, we do so with prayer.
As we shake off the busy life that brought us through the doors of this sacred space, let us go to that even more sacred space of our hearts. We close our eyes or lower our gaze, and we go within and find the silence of our souls. Here in this calming space we call home, we begin to open our hearts to what this day has to offer. So many blessings, so much goodness, and so much that goes overlooked. But today, in this moment, we are aware. In our mind's eyes, we see the day unfold with unexpected abundance. Smiles and hugs abound. Kind words and gestures are sent our way. We find not only our prosperity of spiritual and physical gifts, we see it in others. We see and appreciate that we are all blessed. We see that the grass that we thought was greener on the other side is actually the same rich color of green that we stand on. Setting aside any sense of lack, we feel the abundance of goodness in our lives, and we bask in the unconditional joy of what our faith will gloriously reveal to us today. And under our breath, we say, thank you to the universe, the living, loving presence that is our life. Amen.
Ask that you please stand and let's sing our community song. This is one that we've only done once, so I'll sing it the first time. It's really easy and you'll join in. Come, take a hand, come, give your heart, come, as you are, come, lift your voice, come, shine your light, come, now is the time, come, take a hand, come, give your heart, come, as you are, come, lift your voice, come, shine your light, come, now is the time, come. So that was easy. Remember it for next time.
Thank you, guys. Good morning again. Some of you know that we have been involved in a series of talks based on Eric Butterworth's book, Breaking the Ten Commandments. If you're not familiar with Eric Butterworth, he was a very well-known Unity minister, author, speaker, one of the great advancers, really, of the Unity movement for many years. And this is a book he wrote about the Ten Commandments. It's not about discounting the Ten Commandments, but it's about going deeper, breaking them down into ways that we can live and the ways that we can apply those in our lives today. And so I want to share with you, we're talking about the 10th commandment today. We're wrapping that up today. And so I'm going to read just a little bit from the book about what he says. He says, in the rich lore of the East, there's a story of a teacher who wanted to demonstrate the need to, quote, hunger and thirst for righteousness, end quote. He took his student out to the ocean and thrust his head under the water, holding it there until his lungs were bursting. The teacher led him up, and while the student gasped for air, he asked, "When you were under the water, what did you want more than anything else?" "Air," cried the student. "I wanted air." "Then," said the teacher, "when you want the experience of God as you just now wanted air, you will experience the awakening." The ideal of the 10th commandment is not so much to stop coveting, but to turn the focus of our attention from the without to the within. Our desire to have becomes the desire to be. We hunger and thirst not for things or power or the titillation of the senses, but for the merging of the self with the divine flow. Not for someone to possess and be loved by, but for a fulfilling release of the flow of love. The truth is, there is a divine action within that is always working to reveal to us and express through us that which makes for prosperity and fulfillment. Jesus said it clearly. "It is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom." Luke 12:32. Your desire for any good thing is your intuitive feeling that it is already prepared for you if you can just let. But when your mind turns to envy of others and to coveting what they have, the tendency is to frustrate the natural flow within yourself.
Every morning, the light keeps getting brighter as I wake up to the truth. And every day, I'm feeling so much lighter, and the world seems fresh and new. What I was taught and the way that I thought stopped serving me long ago. Now I'm learning to trust in the God in all of us. Each day I start anew, and so I'm walking away from the things that held me for so long. Today is the day I walk away, walking away from the past that led me to confusion. Today is the day I walk away. Down the way. Hold on. And this is live, so we're going to start this all over again. Hold on. Matt, let's start over. From the top. Ready to go. Every morning, the light keeps getting brighter as I wake up to the truth. And every day, my path keeps getting brighter. There is nothing left to do. And we still, okay, hold on. So, this is a song that I learned a long time ago and thought I remembered everything. So we're going to do this one more time because we're still having some issues. All right, let's breathe. From the beginning, Jennifer, from the very, very top. 1, 2, ready, and try it again. Every morning, the light keeps getting brighter as I wake up to the truth. And every day, I'm feeling so much lighter, and the world seemed fresh and new. What I was taught and the way that I thought stopped serving me so long ago. Now I'm learning to trust the God in all of us. Each day I start anew, and so I'm walking away from the things that held me for so long. Today is the day I walk away. I'm walking away from the past that led me to confusion. Today is the day I walk away. I'm walking away from the thinking that held me for so long. Today is the day I walk away. I'm walking away from the past that led me to such sadness. Today is the day I walk away. Every day I walk away. Every morning brings a new beginning. Every day by grace with me, I awaken to the sun above me rising, lighting the way for me to see. All the things I sought, the way that I thought, stopped serving me long ago. Now I'm learning to trust the God in all of us. Of yesterday I'm letting go. I'm walking away from the things that held me for so long. Today is the day I walk away. I'm walking away from the past that led me to confusion. Today is the day I walk away. I'm walking away from the less than that's held me for so long. Today is the day I walk away. I'm walking away from the path that led me to such sadness. Today is the day I walk away. Every day I walk away. Today is the day I walk away.
Thank you, Rod. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, guys. I'm glad to know he's human after all. So good morning once again. As I said earlier, we are completing today our series on breaking the Ten Commandments. For those of you who may not have been here as part of this series, I want to let you know, and for those of you who have been here, just to remind us that the series, this book is really based on the Ten Commandments, but Eric Butterworth is going deeper, to a deeper understanding, a more metaphysical understanding of what these Ten Commandments might be. And so I want to remind us, one of the how we go back to the beginning of this about Moses, and what we understand in unity is that everything, everyone, and you know what? Let me just stop for a minute. Where am I? Let me stop for a minute and just center myself. All right, so what's going on in the energy field today? I'm not sure. Is Mercury in retrograde or something? I don't know. Anyway, let me stop and just say that when I began the series I was reminding us, and I want to remind myself and remind us, that when we in Unity read and explore Bible stories, we do so really from a metaphysical perspective. We also look at the historical context of the stories, of course, and it's a history of a people, and so we look at that as well. But when we're looking at the stories, we really want to look at, what does it represent for me? How can I learn from this story? And how do the characters in the story, or the events in the story and the places in the story, represent something that's going on with me, or may have happened in my own life, or may be happening now in my life, in my consciousness? And so it's an evolution of consciousness these stories represent. And so as we look at the story of Moses in the story, we recognize that Moses, he was a baby, he was floated down the river in a basket by his mother. He was taken in by Pharaoh's daughter and raised in the house of Pharaoh, where he grew up to believe he was something that he wasn't. Can anybody relate to that? Somehow we took on these ideas about ourselves that really weren't true. Then he rebelled against that at some point when he realized, well, maybe I'm not that. I'm seeing some that seems like my people being harmed, and so he rebelled against that, right? And then he left. Created a different life for himself, created a new identity, so to speak, as a shepherd, as he worked for his father-in-law in tending the sheep. But if we understand the story, we understand too that he spent time in quiet and meditation and prayer, which is represented by going to the high place of Mount Horeb. So to speak, the Horeb is a place in consciousness, a high place in consciousness, where he met this voice. And what we understand from Unity metaphysics is that that's not a voice or a power external to us, that when we hear that, we open to that in meditation, in that high place of consciousness, we're listening for something deep within us. That still small voice, maybe we might call it, or that passion within us, or maybe some people think of it as the Holy Spirit, or some people think of it as our higher self, our divine self, that we connect with in a very real sense, and we listen and we hear, maybe not audibly, like it says in the story, but we sense it, we feel it, and we may hear it. But there's something within us that we believe is always moving, this evolutionary life force that is there available to us when we stop and listen to it. And so this voice tells Moses, yes, again, it's happening. Just imagine you're Moses, and all of this is happening right here, right now. And the voice says to him, the place you stand is holy ground. It's right here, right now. Butterworth keeps going back to that phrase. Place you stand is holy ground. And right here where you stand is your opportunity to free yourself. It's your opportunity to free yourself from all of those limiting thoughts and ideas and beliefs and messages and myths and lies and things that people have told you are, which you are not. And it's time for you to go down into that subconscious level, which is represented by Egypt, the Israelites represented by those things, those thoughts, those emotions that are enslaving us. And your opportunity right now is to go into that, to free yourself from that. And so in the story, Moses does that, right? With the power within him. What is my authority? And that power, that voice says, the I am that I am, or I will be that I will be, that evolving spirit within you is your power to free yourself. Right here, right now, because the place you stand right here, right now is holy ground. And that speaks to all of us. Right here, right now is the only moment we have. And it's the only place where we can own that power. And so in the story, Moses does that. He goes into that land and he frees the people. And then they go out into the desert, wandering in the desert. I like to think of this desert place, this dry place, as what we might call this liminal space between what was and what is yet to be. Have you ever experienced that, letting go of something and not yet finding what is next? No, we've never experienced that, have we? letting go of what was. Maybe that was a relationship. Maybe it was a job. Maybe it was just a way of knowing yourself. And then you wander in this place of not yet. I haven't found it yet. I don't know what my next thing is. And it may feel like a dry, barren place. Yes, I know I've experienced that. What is this place? What is going on here? And I think, let me go back to a moment where if all of that is happening, if you're Moses and I'm Moses in the story, and all of that is happening, not out here, and not somewhere beyond me, but right here, right now. And I recognize that all of those, the people in the story, the people who are wandering in the desert, really represent for me my own thoughts, my own feelings. And have you been in that place, in that liminal space that may feel dry and barren, and those thoughts say, well, maybe I should just go back to what I know. Maybe that's the comfortable place, and the thoughts are twirling in there. Or maybe I recognize, maybe I think, oh, well, maybe this idea that they had about God is the right idea. Maybe I should melt down the gold and build this idol that I can worship. And that's what they did in the story. What is this graven image that we are wanting to create in this place so we feel safe, so we feel like we're in our comfort place? And so Moses he's struggling with all of that. Maybe I'm struggling with that. Maybe you're struggling in some way with wandering in the desert, not knowing where to go, going around in circles. And so Moses at that time, he goes up to, he says, maybe it's okay, what do I do? What am I supposed to do? So again, if all else fails, pray. Right? Has it come to that? No. Pray or meditate. And that's what Moses does. And that's represented by going up to that high place, Mount Sinai. And again, he listens and he receives these ideas about, oh, this is what you can do, this is what you should do, this is what you shouldn't do. And and then the story, it's on these stone tablets. That must have been some heavy tablets. He must have been pretty strong. So he trods up the mountain, takes these tablets, and then he trods back down the mountain. And then he realizes, oh, well, maybe I can't do that, and then he just kind of, he throws them away. Have you ever done that? Have you ever received guidance from the Spirit? Have you ever been in that place where you get that idea, you get your inspiration, and then you realize, well, maybe that ain't it. Give me something else. This ain't working, or whatever. So then he trods back up the mountain, right? And so what I want us to, what I really came to this week is that these 10 commandments that we receive, a lot of it is don't do this, don't do that. And what I recognize is, what if we think about them as affirmative things that we do, ways that we can move through and come into the awareness that this is holy ground. Now remember, in the story, Moses is searching for the promised land. He's left something behind. He thinks, I've got to search, I've got to wander, I've got to try to find the promised land, this land that is flowing with milk and honey, the sweetness and the joy and the love and the light. We might call that heaven. We might call it awakening. We might call it enlightenment. Somebody might call it salvation. Somehow I'm searching for that. Have you ever been in that place? Searching. When am I going to be enlightened? When am I going to awaken? And we're searching for that. wandering in the desert. When is it going to happen? I love it when my Google map says, you have arrived. Thank God, I finally arrived. But what I want to offer to us today is we looked at the first 9 commandments. What I want to offer us today is a way to think about these as affirmative statements and how we can apply them in our lives so that we know that this is holy ground. This is the place where I find my enlightenment. Not somewhere out there, not somewhere in the future, but right now, right here, in this moment. And so this is how I want to invite us into this. And so the first commandment that says, you shall have no other God before me, I am the one. What I want to invite us into is the statement, embrace your unity. Embrace that you are the one of the one as the one life, the one power, the one presence expressing now. And I think if we get that, as unity's first principle says, there is only one. There is only one, not two, there's only one. If we get that, then the rest of it doesn't really even matter. But if we get that, embrace your unity. So I want to invite us to say an affirmation together, which is, together, I embrace my oneness with the evolving life that moves through all things. So our opportunity is to embrace that for ourselves and know it right here, right now. The second commandment, which says, do not make graven images, could be remain open at the top. Remain open. See, here's the other thing. We can make a graven image of awakening, of enlightenment, of arriving somewhere, and be searching for it, be idolizing that. And what if it's right here, right now in front of us? And all we have to do is be open to the opportunity. And so let's say this affirmation together. I keep my mind open to the truth, still emerging and unfolding. Not one thing, not one graven image, but all that is unfolding, all that is emerging as the very life right here, right now. And the third commandment says that do not take the name of the Lord of your God in vain, which I talked about as do not carry that energy without power. Do not speak the name. Do not carry the nature and the name of the ever-evolving life force that we might call God powerlessly, in vain, meekly. Claim it boldly. Speak it boldly. So own and live that creative power of your thoughts, of your words, of your actions. So let's say this affirmation together. My word carries creative power. I speak it with purpose and love. Own that. Claim that for yourself. And then the fourth commandment I talked about as the Sabbath. To relax and rest and rejuvenate your body, your mind, and your spirit. Take time for yourself, as Jesus did. Come apart for a while. Remove yourself from the busyness of this life energy. So let's say this affirmation together. I release, relax, and rest in the flow of life itself. And what I want to remind us of is that these statements are affirmations that we can make true for ourselves. It's easy for us to say these things. It's easy for me to say these things. And I have been moving through this whole week, repeating that for myself, saying those things for myself, trying to live from that awareness. And I recognize that it has to be an embodied presence. It's not just something we say, but it's something we be. And so our opportunity is to breathe into that and embody these ideas. The place you stand is holy ground. Everywhere you stand is holy ground. Everywhere you stand, everywhere I stand is the opportunity to awaken. Not somewhere in the future, but right now. And then the fifth, as I talked about, honor your father and mother. Honor that creative and nurturing life energy within you so that you can honor that Christ nature and support the Christ nature that you are. And so let's say that together. I center and honor the awakening consciousness within me and within all people. And then the next one is do not kill. And we talked about that last week. Do not kill. Let's celebrate life. Let's don't depress life. Let's don't suppress the life energy that we are. Suppress the energy, the creativity, the vibrancy, the life that wants to live itself in us right here, right now. And so let's say an affirmation about that together. I celebrate life expressing itself as me and as all creation. And then the seventh one is do not commit adultery. I talked about that last week a bit as honoring that holy union, the sacred marriage between your humanity and your divinity, and celebrating and honoring that. And so let's say an affirmation together about that. I honor the union of my human nature and my emerging, awakening nature. And then we talked last week about do not steal. And somebody helped to remind me that it's about giving, it's about flowing, it's about being in the flow of that, not taking, but giving. And so give freely, allow that energy to flow through you. So let's say an affirmation together. I give freely, trusting the abundant flow of life. And then 9 is do not bear false witness. So let's look at it this way. Tell only the truth about yourself and others. Stop saying things about yourself and about other people that are reflective of some nature other than your true nature. Can we do that? That's challenging sometimes, isn't it? Because we want to judge other people and judge ourselves. So let's say an affirmation together. I speak truth in love about myself and about others. Let me just check in with you. I think I'm judging myself right now because I'm recognizing is this too much? Am I asking you to repeat too much? I guess it's like, why did you do all this, David? What are you doing? So anyway, let me just own that for a minute. Anyway, I thought it was good, but so we'll see. It felt good at the time. So anyway, thank you for indulging me in that. And so now we want to talk about this idea of coveting. And as Eric Butterworth said in the reading I shared earlier, it's not so much about stop coveting, but he talks about coveting as being this passionate desire for something, to have an experience of something. So when he talks about it as not focusing on something in the outer, but being aware of that divine flow. And so I thought about, and he talks about it in the book, about how we can come into alignment with that. And so one of the things that I want to talk about around that is what he says about the passionate desire. And so we don't think about do not covet, but passionately desire the experience of unity. Covet the experience of God. Covet the experience of the flow of life that is experiencing itself as you. Covet the experience of oneness with your neighbor. Covet the experience, passionately desire, and be open to the experience of oneness with all creation. Be in that energy of just openness and desire. Look for it. Seek it out. Seek out what you are wanting to experience. Not on the outer, but the outer can be a reflection of it. Do you see what I'm talking about? Just be in that place of, I want this. I desire this. I'm worthy of this. This is part of my divine nature. And when I experience it, I feel the energy and the flow of that. How can we do that? Michael shared earlier in our Unity Experience group how he felt that connection yesterday in the training that people came together for spirit circles. We're starting up spirit circles again. And he shared with us in the circle this morning, in our group this morning, how he felt that connection with other people, that unity, the oneness, the community with other people. And he shared how that's how he was experiencing the divine, God, source, life itself, expressing as that shared experience. Why is that? I think because Michael was open to it, right? He was desiring that, right? Was it? Weren't you desiring that? Coming into that awareness, huh? He was open to it, right? And I guess we're all open to that. And it can be with nature. You know, you've heard me talk about how much I love these trees, you know? In that and connection with the life of the trees. I shared this morning, I was sitting we've moved out to Hudson Bend, and it's very quiet out there. It's very kind of like being in the country in a way. I love it. I was sitting in meditation the other morning, and I heard these roosters crowing. And I haven't heard that in a while. And I delighted in that. I delighted in this awareness that this rooster crowing, and the doves cooing outside, and the cardinals chirping outside, and the deer that are roaming around, and foxes that are roaming around, and the nature that is all present there. And just being in the awareness of the unity and oneness of that. So our opportunity not to covet something outside of us, but to recognize that those things can be a reflection of that inner flow. Right? So desire passionately. So let's say another affirmation together. I passionately desire the experience of oneness with all life. The next part of that is be authentically you. Be authentically you. There is no one else on the planet that can be you. And I see over and over and over again how especially today, we are bombarded with images on social media and television and all of the input we get about how we should be. These unrealistic images about body image, about lifestyle, about how we should be, what we should experience, who we need to be in order to really be happy. And if you're not really happy, there is a medication to help with that. I'm not discounting the need for medication. I'm not, because I believe God is in everything. But I think it's interesting to see how our society and our culture becomes so wrapped up in these images of how we should be, especially, and I want to speak especially to younger people today, those who are watching, those who may not be watching, those who probably are not even paying attention to me. But I know from some personal experience or personal relationships how that can negatively impact a teenager, a young person, when they're watching these things on social media and they're showing how someone should look, showing what somebody needs to possess in order to be acceptable, in order to be okay, in order to belong. and they don't have that. They may not look like that. And it can create a great deal of emotional and mental distress and pain for those people, especially young people. And it affects adults as well. I did some research on that this week, and you've heard this term, a social media influencer. There's so many people who claim that's their profession now. I'm a social media influencer. And I thought, well, what does that really mean? Is that really a job? And the definition I found was one who creates content to influence opinions, behaviors, and purchasing decisions. And this was interesting statistic. A conservative estimate of paid content creators is 50 million people worldwide. That's conservative. 27 million people in the United States identify as paid content creators. 12 million of those full-time. Global creator economy estimate is $300 billion. That's a billion with a B. It creates toxic social comparisons, unrealistic lifestyle standards, and it commercializes self-worth. So I want to speak to all of us, but especially to young people. Again, this is not realistic. It's not the real world. You belong. You matter. You are perfect, just the way you are. And no matter what someone else says, know that you are loved simply because you are, because you're here. And I know I can't convince anyone of that. But just take a moment, all of us together, and breathe into that. Breathe into the awareness of love and belonging. Breathe into the feeling of community, of love and belonging. Breathe into the compassion and care. Breathe into the love that exists without and beyond and before any condition. The place you stand is holy ground, and you are sacred and holy in it. And together, let us breathe into this consciousness all of those who are being negatively impacted by these images, by these ideas that are unrealistic, all of these ideas that may say you don't belong, all of these images that say you need to be something other than you are, and hold the truth for each one. You are loved. You belong. You are valuable simply because you are. I am. And so it is. And so be authentically who you are. So let's say this together. I am authentically, uniquely, and wonderfully me. All right. If you are willing and if you are able, I'd like for you to stand on holy ground and say this like you mean it. All right? So take a breath. Breathe that breath all the way down through the bottom of your feet. You are on holy ground. In fact, you are holy ground. Take a breath and let's say this together. I am authentically, uniquely, and wonderfully me. And so it is. Thank you. Part of that is to cultivate gratefulness. And he talks about it in the book as gratefulness. Grateful not for, but grateful that, and grateful from. Grateful that I can even experience gratitude. Grateful that I can even be aware of this moment. Grateful that I am here, right now, standing on holy ground. Grateful that I am here and experiencing whatever I'm experiencing. Scripture says, in everything give thanks. Not for everything, but in everything. Because I can be aware. I am awareness. I am a point of awareness awakening unto itself. So be grateful. And then if we find ourselves envying someone else and their possessions, what they have, what we want what they have, or we think we should have what they have, can we be grateful for them? Can we be glad for them that they're experiencing whatever it is that they might be experiencing? And be honest with that. And so, Brother David Steindl-Rast is a Benedictine monk. He's celebrating his 100th birthday this summer. I was reminded he is the founder of the grateful.org. His focus is on gratefulness and gratitude. And so there's a video on YouTube of him speaking. It's called A Good Day. And rather than show the video because of copyrights, I would like to read the script from that and as we close today. Well, we close before we say our next affirmation, but anyway. You think this is just another day in your life? It's not just another day. It's the one day that is given to you today. It's the only gift that you have right now. And the one appropriate response is gratefulness. If you do nothing else but to cultivate that response to the great gift that this unique day is, if you learn to respond as if it were the first day of your life and the very last day, then you will have spent this day very well. Surprised that you have eyes you can open. That incredible array of colors that is constantly offered to us for pure enjoyment. Look at the sky. We so rarely look at the sky. We so rarely note how different it is from moment to moment, with clouds coming and going. We just think of the weather, and even of the weather, we don't think of at all the nuances of weather. We just think of good weather and bad weather. This day, right now, has unique weather. Maybe a kind that will never exactly in that form come again. That formation of clouds in the sky will never be the same that it is right now. And I want to add, too, this collection of consciousness will never be the same. This collection of who we are, this energy field, will never be the same as it is right now. Look at the faces of the people whom you meet. Each one has an incredible story behind their faces, a story that you could never fully fathom. Not only their own story, but the story of their ancestors. We all go back so far. And in this present moment on this day, all the people you meet, all the life from generations and from so many places all over the world flows together and meets you here like a living gift. Water, if you only open your heart and drink, open your heart to the incredible gifts that civilization gives us. You flip on a switch, and there's electric light. You turn on a faucet, and there's warm water and cold water and drinkable water. It's a gift that millions and millions in the world will never experience. So these are just a few of an enormous number of gifts to which you can open your heart. And so I wish for you that you would open your heart to all these blessings and let them flow through you. That everyone whom you will meet on this day will be blessed by you. Just by your eyes, by your smile, by your touch, just by your presence. Let the gratefulness overflow into blessing all around you. And then it will really be a good day. So cultivate gratitude. And our last affirmation is, I open my eyes, my mind, and my heart to the wonders of life as it emerges as all creation. And so take a moment, breathe into that awareness. Breathe into the awareness of gratefulness, of the gratefulness of you, of the unique and wonderful and mysterious and magical and magnificent you that you are right here, standing on holy ground. Open your awareness to that. And in that awareness, open to that deepest desire of your soul to experience and express the wonder, the beauty, the energy, the love of knowing your unity with that life that lives itself as you, with all of creation, with all of humanity. So we celebrate life in all its wonderful expressions. We open ourselves to the flow of that joy that bubbles up when we know our unity. We know our beauty. We know our worth. We know, and we know that we belong just as we are. And in that, gratefulness arises. So as you take a moment in the silence, imagine once again you are Moses. And right here, right now, you are standing on holy ground. And on this holy ground, you open to that wisdom, that light that expresses in and as you. Again, you may think of it as a higher self. You may think of it as God, goddess, source, the universe, life. Allow your deepest connection as we take just a short time in the silence. And take a conscious breath. Take a conscious breath as you breathe into the awareness of this moment. Breathe into the awareness that you are aware. Breathe into the awareness that you are awareness itself. becoming aware of your thoughts, of your feelings, of your body. And feel the gratitude that arises in that awareness, as that awareness, coming together right here, right now, as we open, we allow, and we celebrate life itself.
Lead me to the light. Help me to make it through. Lead me unto the
Take a breath as we come back into this awareness. Feel the chair, this pew supporting you. As we come into that time in our service where we have the opportunity to share, to give from our good, as we support this ministry, I want to say thank you to all of those who give of your time, your talent, your treasure, all the ways that you contribute to this community and your energy and love. And thank you for that. And if you're going to give something in form today, I invite you to do that as you leave, a check, cash, there are baskets in the back. If you're going to give electronically, there are QR codes there on the pew backs in front of you. You can scan those with your electronic device and give that way. You can give recurringly. You can go on our website. Those of you who might be watching virtually, there are many ways for you to give. So thank you for all the ways that you give. And you know, something is coming to me in the moment I want to say before we even get into that. What came to me as I was meditating is that I did not mean to criticize all content creators. If you are a content creator that supports people and helps people to understand their worth and their value, that connects people with the truth of their being, that encourages and that brings light and love to the world through your social media content, which hopefully we do here. Please don't hear me judging or criticizing that. I just want children and teens to know, to be discerning about what you're taking in, what's coming into your mind, into your spirit, into your belief system about who you are. And so not to take those things in, to recognize that you're beautiful, just like you are. So I just needed to say that. So as we prepare for our offering today, I invite you to place your left hand over your heart. Feel your unity, feel your connection, feel your oneness with life itself, and all the ways that life expresses through you, recognizing that your gift today is just one way that life lives itself through you. And as you put your hand out, your right hand, in a giving expression, with the palm up, as we say our offertory blessing, I just invite you to allow that energy to move from your heart down your arm into your hand. And if you're sharing today, allow that to bless. If you've given your time and talent and energy, or if you give electronically in other ways, hold that in your heart as well. So let us say our offertory blessing together. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I circulate, and I am grateful.
On a clear day, rise and look around you, and you will see just who you are. On a clear day, how it will astound you that the glow of your being outshines every star. You'll feel part of every mountain, sea and the shore, and you can hear from afar and near a word you've never heard before. And on a clear day, on a clear day, you can see forever and ever and ever, evermore and evermore. You'll feel part of every mountain, sea and shore, and you can hear from far and near a word you've never heard before. And on a clear day, on that clear day, you can see forever and ever and ever, evermore, evermore.
All right. Thank you guys. Yeah, thank you. Gratitude, yeah, gratefulness. I also want to say thank you to all who contributed to the school supply drive. We had that going on for quite a while, and it was in partnership with the foundation communities that support children and teens. Yeah, thank you all for participating in that. And thank you, Nina, for delivering all those things the other day. Thank you for that. So all of you, thank you for doing that. Coming up this Tuesday evening at 6:30 to 7, I'm hosting a Zoom call about visioning our future. And really, well, that's just an opportunity for us to get together, hold in consciousness, and hold the vision for what it is that we are moving into, evolving into, and more and more and more of who we truly are. And so you can join that. You have to register for it to get the Zoom link. You can register on our website at unityhills.org. Also, I want to let you know that board nominations open officially today. The nominating team has gotten together a few times to meet, and we are opening that. There are forms that you can complete, and there's a box out there if you'd like to nominate yourself, or if you've talked with somebody and they are willing to serve and you'd like to nominate them, you can fill that form out and put it in the box. There are 3 positions that we will be electing at our meeting in November. And so we have we have 3 positions that are open for, please, so we'll be voting for three positions this week, this November. Also, I want to let you know that volunteer orientation is happening today. If you are new to us and you'd like your volunteering, please come to room 201 after service, and Anaya will be there to lead us through that. I'd also just like to say thank you to Anaya and Jennifer for guiding the orientation, the leadership training for Spirit Circles yesterday. There were 19 people, I understand, that attended that meeting. So thank you all who attended, those of you who are willing to facilitate, those of you who are willing to host. So thank you for that. We're excited about the energy that is moving forward with Spirit Circles, so thank you for that. Also, fall kickoff in the YFM is happening. Fly Up Sunday is August 16th. We will be honoring children and the youth as they move into the next age groups, so hopefully you'll be a part of that. Also that day, there is an ice cream family social. I guess, do you have to be a youth or a family to participate in the ice cream social? I don't think so, right? Okay, you just have to like ice cream. Okay. So, please join that. We'd love to have that intergenerational connection. So if you'd like to be a part of that, please join us for that after service on the 16th. Also, on the 30th after service, if you're curious about serving in the youth and family ministry, about being a volunteer, on August 30th there will be an orientation or meet and greet, so you can learn more about how you can serve and how you are supported in serving in youth and family ministry. So I think that's all the announcements today. So thank you all. So now let's invite our prayer chaplains, of course. Prayer chaplains are here every Sunday. We have 2 who are here serving. We have Tim and Michael. One will be in the sanctuary after service. One will be in the chapel. So they are here to pray with you. If you would like prayer, please just come up to one of them or go in the chapel and they'll be happy to pray with you. If you are watching online, please know that Silent Unity is available 24/7. You can call 1-800-NOW-PRAY and pray with a prayer associate there. There's also prayer requests you can fill out on the table as you leave today. I know many of you know that, but some of you may be new, and you may want to put in a prayer request. So if you go out the door, turn left, there's a table there with cards you can fill out. Place them in the box and know that they're prayed for here. And then they're sent on to Silent Unity where they're prayed for another 30 days. So thank you. Prayer is very important and is the foundation of the unity movement. So we appreciate you. So now let's sing our closing song.
I am blessed. I am blessed. Every day of my life, I am blessed, 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 blessed. When I wake up in the morning and I lay my head to rest, I am blessed. I am blessed. I am blessed. I am blessed.
Now please join me as we say our closing prayer. God is light, I am that light. God is love, I am that love. God is the one power and one presence. I am that power and presence. As light, love, power, and presence, I live in unity with all creation and cultivate a world that works for all. And so it is.